So we thought it'd be a good idea to each of us kind of jot down a few preseason storylines that we're tracking or kind of just pique our interest.
Yeah.
Did you want to go first? I got a couple here.
I'm literally so excited about this one.
Yeah.
I am so excited to watch the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I had a feeling you were going to talk about them.
And I feel like I've been talking about them all summer. I really feel like they are an underrated team. And I'm just so excited to watch Trevor Lawrence. I'm excited to see how Urban Meyer does. And I'm not saying like I'm excited and I'm I don't know if I am rooting for them. I'm just excited to see how it turns out.
I root
Most
for
importantly,
bad.
though, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I just want to tack on one more thing. Obviously, so unbelievably excited to see Tim Tebow at tight end.
Oh, man. God,
I've almost forgotten about it, right?
You don't hear anything about him, really.
Yeah. So I am those three things: Trevor Lawrence, Urban Meyer, Tim Tebow. What a trio they got going on in Jacksonville.
There's going to be some trick packages with him, too, where he's throwing passes and shit.
Absolutely.
Definitely going to happen.
Absolutely.
No, they're going to be really fun to watch. Trevor Lawrence is going to be super exciting. We've talked about them a bit on the show. I mean, their roster is actually pretty good right now. Like, it's not
on paper, it looks like a good team.
It's not like a home run roster at every position, but they definitely got some playmakers now. And Trevor Lawrence obviously elevates them to a couple more wins a year. So I'm excited to just see the new look team. Absolutely,
I am too.
He's probably the rookie quarterback that I think day one is just going to be above and beyond.
Yeah.
I think so. It's funny, man, because when we were leading up to the draft, everyone was talking about, Zach Wilson at number 2. Wow, Zach Wilson. But it's like, dude, people have been talking about Trevor Lawrence for 5 years.
Yeah, I was going to say, I agree with that. I think people probably were talking a lot about Zach Wilson, and I think the reason was that everybody knew Trevor Lawrence was going number 1 because he was that good. And nobody needed to talk about Trevor Lawrence because everybody already knows how established he is as a football player. Everybody knows that he's going number 1 overall. There's no reason to start picking up on that and being like, oh, well, Zach Wilson could go number 1. He can't.
Yeah.
It was always going to be Trevor Lawrence.
I think it's been quite a while, though, since we've had an Andrew Luck level of quarterback prospect. Joe Burrow obviously was pretty hyped up, and Baker was pretty good. There's been guys there's guys who've gone number 1, but he's the first guy
I can number 1.
He did.
Wow, that is absurd.
The year after they took Rosen too, which is hilarious.
Oh, that is so funny.
But I don't remember a quarterback since Luck that's been so just touted as a generational player since him coming in. I really think Trevor Lawrence is going to be special, so I'm excited to watch him play.
I am too.
Who's their backup right now?
Might be Minshew.
Oh yeah, it is because they didn't move him. That's right.
Yeah.
And that guy, he did pretty good with his opportunity, I must say. I mean, he got some time to be a starter, and he didn't keep his job here. But Trevor Lawrence is Trevor Lawrence.
I think he'll get another shot.
He'll definitely be able to go have a career after he leaves Jacksonville or whatever. Will he be a starter? I don't know, but he definitely has kept himself relevant in the conversation about being an NFL quarterback. He can play at that level.
Yeah. What are you excited for?
Well, first one, and even with the Hard Knocks coverage, we kind of talked about it's kind of a boring choice with them, but I am excited about Dallas. Oh my God! I know, it's kind of surprising. But here's the thing. The Dak storyline is number 1, him coming back from his injury.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the year that he got drafted on the team, when they had their really good year with him and Zeke, both their rookie years.
R.I.P. Tony Romo.
Yeah. That was one of those magical kind of seasons that they sometimes have.
That whammy.
They have these seasons every now and then. There's just a really spicy, good Cowboys year. It's just there's a little bit of a magical run kind of element. And I've never seen them win a Super Bowl in my lifetime, but if they're going to do it, this is one of those years where it's looking like it could be a thing.
You think so?
I think Dak is the kind of guy who's going to come back from this injury and light it up. I think he's going to actually have a really good year. I don't think he's a top 5 quarterback or anything like that, but I think he's going to play.
This is insane, you fool!
I think he's going to play great. I think it's going to be a good year for him.
I don't know.
It's not even a revenge tour aspect. It's just he's got to be so amped to be back. And he just got his bag, too. He got a huge contract after the injury. They signed him. And
yeah, that's right. They did.
I'm excited to see Zeke kind of hopefully trend upward again because he's been not looking great the last year or so.
Oh, it's like you get rid of the offensive line, all of a sudden he's just a regular running back.
CeeDee Lamb's exciting. Your boy Micah Parsons. There's a lot to like here.
There is a lot going on in Dallas. I will not disagree with that. I think the defense still needs a lot of work, especially in the secondary.
Is Sean Lee still on this team?
No, I think he just retired.
God, man, he was there forever. Yeah, every year he got hurt. Every year of his career, he was hurt.
Year. So now the linebacking core, though, that looks good. They got Micah and Leighton Vander Esch.
Micah rocking the 11 too, which is pretty hype.
That's pretty hype. And they got some playmakers on the defensive line, if I remember correctly. They got Lawrence, right? DeMarcus Lawrence, is that his name?
Yeah, they got Jalen Smith in the linebacking core as well, I believe.
Oh my God, they got a solid linebacking core.
It was a great pick for them because they just make your strength stronger.
Sean Lee just retired, so perfect. Secondary, though, I think that still needs some work.
Agreed. Yeah, I think that they took a corner last year. They took, I think it's Stephon Diggs' brother or something like that. They took him in the draft. Trayvon Diggs, I think.
Tell you. I think coaching is also something that they have to keep an eye on. Mike McCarthy is, I don't know.
When I guess last year when Dak was playing and the team was, air quotes, fully operational, right? They weren't that impressive with him. And they just got worse when he went out.
Well, they had the one game against Atlanta and they came back from massively.
But Atlanta stunk last year.
I know, that's what I'm saying. They barely win that game against Atlanta after, Atlanta blows that ginormous lead.
Well, regardless, I'm excited to see him. There's a lot of good storylines, a lot of good players. Who's your next team?
I'm excited to see what happens in San Francisco.
I almost wrote them down, but
Yeah.
I refrained myself.
I really am curious as to what they're going to do with Trey Lance. The guy has 11 games under his belt.
11 football games.
11 football games.
High school.
11
whatever.
college football games under his belt. The track record for that is not good.
Well, right now, as we're recording this, it's not expected that he's going to start.
No.
Jimmy G is going to be playing.
I'm excited to see what he does in preseason because they're obviously going to give him a lot of preseason reps.
You have to.
Yeah,
right?
you have to. And yeah, dude, I don't know. I really don't think he's going to pan out.
He's the guy where, because statistically speaking, there's usually a quarterback in a class where it's just didn't work out.
And I think we talked about this the last time, or right after the draft, our post-draft show. I'm pretty sure I brought this up, but the last quarterback to have that kind of college experience was Mitchell Trubisky.
Yeah, exactly.
And so Trubisky has a tough time reading defenses. He has a tough time throwing accurate balls.
Didn't he play one season with the Tar Heels?
He played one season with the Tar Heels. So yeah, I don't know. That to me is going to be definitely something to keep an eye on.
Well, this will make for a good segue when we talk about my next team here. But I just get this vibe that that pick is totally Kyle Shanahan being trust me, I know what I'm doing. I'm a little bit of Matt Patricia in there, a little bit I'm the smartest man in the room. I know quarterbacks. I can do this. And I guess.
Well, it's going to be that will easily go down as one of the most crucial draft picks in San Francisco 49ers history, in my opinion, because that is either going to make or break them. Because they gave up a ton to go get this guy, when in reality, they probably could have sat where they were, maybe traded up a little bit higher, gave up a little bit less to get him. Because I don't think, really, if you get through New York and Jacksonville, who were the only two teams that were locked in for taking a quarterback. I know there was some talk with Atlanta taking somebody, but I think it was pretty obvious that they were going to end up taking Kyle Pitts, get more weapons for Matt Ryan, especially for the fact that Julio I think at that point they knew Julio was going to get traded.
You could have made an argument for them to take a lot of people with that pick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Quarterback probably was lower on the need list.
Yeah. So really, I don't. And then you had Cincinnati, who was not taking quarterback. You had, I think, originally it was Philadelphia, who was not going to take a quarterback. You had us,
which honestly,
Philadelphia and us, I guess you could toss it up into the air.
Yeah, Philly, man, they don't. Jalen Hurts wasn't like electric when he came out last year. He played all right, but like they were sitting there and they had a chance to get Justin Fields or like maybe they could have traded up. Like I don't know, man, they might be. I guess they got to give him a real shot. Yeah,
which is so bizarre. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I really do think that San Francisco probably could have held on. I think what did they end up picking? Like 11. Originally they were picking 11th.
Believe so.
Yeah, I think that they could have maneuvered their way around a little bit better there.
I'm imagining a Loki-esque scenario with like multiple realities and timelines here.
Yeah.
There's probably a timeline where the 49ers do not trade for Jimmy G. He goes somewhere else or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then they end up getting Kirk Cousins that offseason because that was the big storyline. You remember that? Like when he was leaving Washington, everyone was kind of linking like Shanahan and him together. And like we could have very easily had a Kirk Cousins show in San Francisco for a couple of years. And I got to be honest, it probably would have worked out pretty similarly how it has in Minnesota. He's not elite. He's not special.
Does Case Keenum stay in Minnesota? And then
who knows?
Light the world on fire, and then does that guy just become a great quarterback? Who knows?
Would have been a weird reality.
That would have been.
Well, hey, I spoke about a segue from Kyle Shanahan to my next team. Another, I'm the smartest man in the room. Me, I know quarterbacks. Let's talk about Sean McVay and the Rams. I mean, they have been
going to be a spicy one.
They have been the talk of the town the whole offseason.
Yes, absolutely.
And, I know we've talked about Stafford a lot in this podcast, obviously, but I'm interested now.
Oh, dream team.
Exactly, dude. Yeah. It's that level of hype now. Like it's the level now where people are like, they're a Super Bowl favorite. Stafford's going to be MVP. Like, literally, these are the discussions we're having right now.
Literally, it's so funny. I think we all knew that this was going to happen during the offseason, but as soon as Stafford gets traded to the LA Rams, the media analysts and the love for Matthew Stafford just comes crawling out of the woodworks. Everybody's talking about Matthew Stafford's underrated.
Oh, yeah.
Very good. And I think he's got a legit shot to win MVP this year.
They're so interesting to me right now because, like, specifically preseason, because, preseason and then early in the season, like, it's like put up or shut up time. Yeah. Like, we've been hearing about them all offseason. They had the number one defense in the league last year. They've been a very good team the last couple of years. I'm sure they'll be good, but, like, right now, they're probably the most hyped up team in the league.
Yeah, I think so, too. Stafford definitely has to, obviously we love Matthew Stafford. This situation for him is truly like make or break for his career now.
100%. I agree.
Like he had a very stellar career in Detroit. He doesn't get the love for it that he deserves because we suck and never put anything around him. But now this guy literally has the world around him. Unfortunately, Cam Akers went down.
I was gonna say we didn't talk about that in the general news, but yeah, Cam Akers had a torn ACL.
He's out for the season, so that kind of puts a damper on the LA Rams running game. But I think that they'll recover. They really, ever since they let go of Todd Gurley, which was at the time a wild decision, but rightfully so. At that point,
they lost a lot of money.
Who lost a lot of money?
The Rams. Todd Gurley was guaranteed a lot of money, and they
really?
I think they ended up paying him like $18 million.
Oh, well, I mean, who gives a The guy sucks now.
Well, what's funny is that, like, what if they reunited? I mean, Todd Gurley's
he's still a free agent.
A free agent.
I don't think he would go back.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think so.
Why wouldn't he go back to I mean, I guess they kind of
like
did him dirty a little, but like it's the team that drafted him. He had his most success there.
Yeah, I don't think he would.
I don't think he's going to want to go back there and be like a rotational player either.
I was going to say, it seems like they've gone to this running back by committee, and honestly, it really, like, I swear on my life, man, it really does not matter who you put back there. What matters are the 5 guys that are blocking for him.
Right.
It just always comes to show that the offensive line is so crucial when it comes to the running game. Like, you have guys, Kansas City and San Francisco both had like running backs in the Super Bowl that play well and were getting paid like $2 million a year.
You got Raheem Mostert in the Super Bowl a couple years ago.
I think at that point, the Chiefs were like, their main running back was Damian Williams.
Yeah,
I don't even know if he's still in the league.
He's still on their team.
Yeah,
he opted out last year because of COVID. But
that's right. Yeah, so like, I really don't think it matters, and like it's the same exact thing with Zeke. Like Zeke, when he had that offensive line in front of him, the dude almost ran for 2,000 yards. He was the best running back by a mile. But as soon as the offensive line starts to crumble, he's not nearly anywhere as good. He's still a good running back. He had a pretty off season last year, but again, they had no passing game whatsoever.
I would say the one running back that's kind of the exception to the rule, though, is Derrick Henry.
I think so too.
Because it does not matter what's from him. He's just going to blow.
You'll always have maybe 1 or 2 running backs in the NFL. Like, it really doesn't. Like, AP on the Vikings was the same way.
You could even say Lev Bell on the Steelers when he was like, in his prime. Like, he was, dude. People kind of are forgetting about it, but he was sensational on the Steelers. He was unbelievable.
He was, but I think that's another one that like the offensive line was very good at that time.
Okay.
But I'm not trying to take away. I'm not trying to take anything away from the running backs who are like lighting the world on fire. But like, it really does come down to the offensive line when it comes to the running game.
Well, with the Rams, though, I feel like Cam Akers was a product of a backfield that was like a system backfield where it was like, hey, we've got these guys, we're going to rotate. He kind of just he stepped up and he stood out the most. And like, he's the best of that bunch.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a situation where you're losing Adrian Peterson or you're losing Zeke Elliott. Like, it's not that kind of
nothing.
They'll be okay with this.
It takes a hit to the running game, but like at the end of the day, I think they're going to be fine.
So, anyways, yeah, the LA hype machine. I'm going to be watching closely.
I literally almost forgot that we were talking about preseason headlines.
Yeah,
because we literally just went on a big tangent about Cam Akers.
I got one more, but I'm gonna let you go first.
I'm sticking with the rookie quarterbacks. I'm 2 for 2 on rookie quarterbacks right now. I'm going to stick with another one. I gotta see Mac Jones.
Yeah, you know what? I was thinking about talking about the Patriots, just their QB situation. I'm glad you took this one because I kind of pivoted mid-segment. I was like, no, I want to talk about something else. So, yeah, I am interested to see how it goes.
So, Mac Jones.
Number 50, Mac Jones.
Number 50?
He's wearing 50 at practice.
Oh, I was like, shut up, dude. He's not actually going to wear that number.
And I think Cam's calling him Mac and Cheese or something like that. He's already got a cute nickname for him.
So funny, Cam. Ha, ha, ha.
You got something for Cam?
Figure out what you do.
Because he ain't throwing the ball. No, Cam Newton sucks. I'm sticking with that. Don't care if anybody thinks it's right or wrong. He is washed up garbage.
Man, Lucas has got a little bit of the I know quarterbacks. Yes, I'm the smartest man in the room going on.
No,
right
I
now.
know Cam Newton, and I know that Cam Newton is washed, and he can't throw the football anymore. And Mac Jones, did you see that clip of them comparing their throws in practice a couple weeks ago?
I didn't see it.
Oh my God, bro.
It was like
Cam
double.
Newton threw the ball 20 yards out of bounds past the end zone. Mac Jones drops it right in. It's just a wide receiver running a route. There's no coverage or anything like that. They're just dropping back, throwing a ball. Cam Newton couldn't hit these guys to save his life.
It's definitely interesting because we have, since I think we've both been football fans, we have not had the opportunity to watch New England draft a first-round caliber quarterback and then have this going because Brady's been there the whole time. And Brady was, the infamous 6th-round pick story and all that stuff. Yeah. But I don't ever remember the Patriots being having a top 15 draft pick spent on a quarterback.
Which is crazy.
Top 20, actually, I think.
Yeah. But if
their receivers suck, though, they're not.
The receivers are not good. They got the 2 tight ends. They have a lot of names in the running back department.
Nikhil Harry wants out now too.
Nikhil Harry does not want to play there anymore either, which is very unfortunate. But they always make shift of what they got. Is Julian Edelman still playing?
He retired.
He retired?
Yeah,
that's right. We talked about that. Matt, dude, I'm going to be furious with the Patriots if they don't give him at least some reps with the first team in preseason.
He absolutely will.
You think so?
I 100% do.
He has to, man. Because there's no way that Cam Newton's beating this guy out.
He's probably going to play this year.
Oh, 100%. I think that he's one of those quarterbacks that needs to start week 1.
Yeah, he won't.
I don't get it.
I guess Billy Goat really likes Cam Newton.
I guess so.
I guess he's had
I don't get it.
Glowing things to say about him, but
I do not get it for the life of me. This guy's going to go 11 for 27 for 97 yards, a rushing touchdown, and 2 picks.
And it's so weird too because Belichick's always been the analytical supervillain guy. He's not the guy who plays favoritism and picking Cam Newton over someone who's better than him, presumably Mac Jones. Normally Bill Belichick would be like Mac Jones.
Yeah,
it's kind of weird.
It is.
This whole Patriots offseason's been kind of weird.
It really has been.
But it's
doing
juicy.
Stuff that they've never done before.
They brought in a lot of big names.
In our lifetime, yeah.
So they're the more interesting. Oh my God! Last year they were so boring. They were so boring.
Team last year.
So it's definitely it's a step in the right direction as far as watchability goes. Last thing I'll say on the Patriots is I hate their new uniforms. I do not like them.
I've seen them.
Well, they wore them last year, but they're not the ones that they had when Brady was there. I don't know why they changed them. They're kind of ugly.
Interesting.
What's
your last thing?
My last team here. Thank you for taking the Patriots. I want to talk about.
Don't look any different.
No, they do.
You're crazy.
Incorrect. Last team here. Let's keep it in the division. I want to talk about the Jets a little bit. I know, but every year, it's kind of seems like it's a rebirth of the Jets. And they kind of have to reinvent themselves. Yeah, that's kind of a walk down path before, but I am very interested in Robert Saleh. They're back.
Yeah,
I'm very interested in Robert Saleh and Zach Wilson.
That's fair. Robert Saleh, that would be super interesting to see what he does.
Of all the coaching candidates that were this year,
he
available,
was by far the most hyped up
for sure.
100%.
And we've seen his results a lot, actively on the 49ers. We've seen that defense, recently be really, really good. A product of him.
One of the best top defenses in the league.
So I hope they have kind of a Cleveland Browns approach with Stefanski, where it's just no more Adam Gase bullshit, no more nonsense. Just get to work and start being a better team. People. I don't think people give Cleveland enough credit.
They really turned it around.
They are in ship shape now. And that's the kind of presence that they needed in New York for as long as I've been watching football. It's been a circus. That team's been a circus the entire time I've watched football.
Even when they were good, they were a circus.
Yeah, the Rex Ryan show. Yeah, give me a break.
Absolute circus.
That's the perfect word to describe the Jets.
Yeah.
So
they really have been a circus.
So I'm glad to finally see that they've got a coach who seems a little bit more level-headed. He's well respected in the league. He knows how to put a good defense together. One of the few defensive-geared head coaches out there right now, too.
Yeah.
We just got burned by that here in Detroit, but that's going to be fun to watch. And Zach Wilson, obviously, too. I mean, he lit it up in college. He was very hyped up during the draft. He kind of rose up the boards pretty quickly. And, swapping him in for Sam Darnold, I want to see what that's going to be like, because it's not a guarantee that he's going to be a huge, massive upgrade over Darnold.
So ready.
Yeah, me too. Thanks for derailing my train of thought here. No, but with swapping him in for Darnold, I'm curious to see if there's going to be a jump up, because Darnold was not very good for the Jets.
No, but that Jets team sucks. Capital S.
Man, this isn't even preseason, but I am looking very forward to their Week 1 game. Panthers Jets. It's gonna be very fun to watch.
Oh yes, that will be incredible. That's another thing I feel like we kind of glanced over. I feel like there's so many new faces and new places that we can talk about. But Sam Darnold with the Panthers, that's spicy.
Yeah, I like that move a lot. And they didn't give up that much to get him either, which was You know,
CMC's back. DJ Moore. They got a solid team. The defense can step
and
up.
another competent coach.
And
a
another
good coach.
competent coach.